Hello friends, my name is Ashwini Dinesh Chandra Sharma. I am studying in BSc second year at Adarsh College, Hingoli. Here I am explaining the theorem of real analysis part 2nd. The theorem states that if f1 and f2 are two bounded and integrable functions on closed interval a comma b, then the function f is equal to f1 minus f2 is also integrable on closed interval a comma b, and integration of f from a to b is equal to integration of f1 from a to b minus integration of f2 from a to b. To prove this, let us consider f is equal to f1 plus into minus f2 so that f is bounded on closed interval a comma b. Let P is set of all x0 up to xn be any partition of closed interval a comma b, and capital Mi dash, small mi dash, capital Mi double dash, small mi double dash, capital Mi and small mi be the bounds of functions f1, f2 and f respectively in the length delta xi. Clearly, bounds of minus f2 will be small mi double dash and capital Mi double dash. On comparing these bounds with one another, we have small mi dash minus capital Mi double dash less than equals to small mi less than equals to capital Mi less than equals to capital Mi dash minus small mi double dash. Multiplying these all terms with summation and delta xi, we get summation of small mi dash into delta xi minus summation of capital Mi double dash into delta xi less than equals to summation of small mi into delta xi less than equals to summation of capital Mi into delta xi less than equals to summation of capital Mi dash into delta xi minus summation of small mi double dash into delta xi. We can write these all terms in form of upper and lower limits. Thus, lower limit of f1 minus upper limit of f2 less than equals to lower limit of f less than equals to upper limit of f less than equals to upper limit of f1 minus lower limit of f2. By using 2 less than 5 less than 7 less than 10 trick, we get upper limit of f minus lower limit of f less than equals to upper limit of f1 minus lower limit of f2 minus lower limit of f1 plus upper limit of f2. Thus, upper limit of f minus lower limit of f will be less than equals to upper limit of f1 minus lower limit of f1 plus upper limit of f2 minus lower limit of f2. Here we rearrange the terms. Let epsilon be a given number since f1 and f2 are integrable. Therefore, there exists delta greater than 0 such that for any partition P whose norm mu of P is less than delta, we have upper limit of f1 minus lower limit of f1 less than epsilon by 2 and upper limit of f2 minus lower limit of f2 less than epsilon by 2. Putting these greater values in equation 1, we get upper limit of f minus lower limit of f is less than epsilon, as epsilon by 2 plus epsilon by 2 is equal to epsilon. Therefore, the function f is integrable. Since f1 and f2 are integrable and epsilon is any positive number, therefore by Darboch's theorem there exists delta greater than 0 such that for all partition P with norm mu of P less than delta, we have upper limit of f1 less than integration of f1 from a to b plus epsilon by 2 and lower limit of f2 greater than integration of f2 from a to b minus epsilon by 2. Multiply with negative sign, we get minus lower limit of f2 is less than negation of integration of f2 from a to b plus epsilon by 2. Adding 2 and 3, we get upper limit of f1 minus lower limit of f2 is less than integration of f1 from a to b minus integration of f2 from a to b plus epsilon. Now, as f is integrable, integration of f will be less than upper limit of f. Thus, integration of f from a to b less than equals to upper limit of f less than equals to upper limit of f1 minus lower limit of f2 is less than integration of f1 from a to b minus integration of f2 from a to b plus epsilon. Therefore, integration of f from a to b is less than integration of f1 from a to b minus integration of f2 from a to b plus epsilon. That is, integration of f is less than equals to integration of f1 minus integration of f2 from a to b. Now replace f by minus f, f1 by minus f1 and f2 by minus f2. We get integration of minus f less than equals to integration of minus f1 minus integration of minus f2. Therefore, integration of f from a to b is greater than integration of f1 from a to b minus integration of f2 from a to b. From 4 and 5, we conclude that integration of f is equal to integration of f1 minus integration of f2 between the limits a and b. Hence, the theorem is proved here.